What's up, y'all? Today we at the Flippin' Axe. We're gonna go in here and speak to my guy Randy, get a quick interview about his life story, how he started his business, and why did he choose an axe throwing place as a business.
Yeah, so when you come in, like you see we've got multiple options with some swag right here. We're getting ready to build our collection.
I got the
back
merch.
up.
I didn't see that last.
Yeah, we're rebuilding, and then you come in, and we got a TV up here, so you're getting a sports venue as well.
Okay.
I just added the basketball game right here. I had skee ball before, but I just felt like basketball was the way to go with it. I never go somewhere and say, hey, let's go play skee ball. But if somebody's talking trash, I might come over here and play a little.
Okay.
Let's shoot 5 or 10 shots, see what happens. And so we got we keep the sports on, and I've got 10 axe throwing targets. Right here, you can see we're doing some maintenance over there.
Now, do y'all wet the boards? You know how sometimes they wet the boards so it can stick? Y'all do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wetting the boards down is a good thing. Like, number one, it helps for the axe to stick, and two, it keeps the wood from getting busted up.
Okay.
And as you can tell from the top of my lanes, I work with a lot of local businesses.
Oh, so like
get
sponsors.
their names out there. They sponsor, but I get them out there on Facebook or Google, and we just kind of work together.
I see you got a great following on Facebook.
I've been working towards that. Yeah, so I appreciate that. And then so we've got these a few more axe throwing targets back here, and I used to have a couple more axe throwing targets back here, but my only problem with the rage room that we're gonna go look at here in a minute was only had one.
Oh, okay.
I'd have people waiting forever for the rage room.
You can get
so I converted this one right here as well.
Are these like leftover car parts?
Well, washing machines, so I just go in and scoop up some washing machines from a few different local businesses, or if somebody's got some, and then I just set them up. So soon after this season right here, after this peak season coming up, I'm gonna have all this right here graffiti painted.
Oh.
So it's gonna look
One
really
question.
cool.
Somebody broke a bat.
Oh, hey, I buy bats all the time, and you would be surprised. Yeah, I keep playing against sports and business.
yeah, I bet.
I get whatever bats he can't sell, and we just go through them over here.
I hope whoever that was able to relieve that stress.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that I love about the rage room. I feel like Clarksville needed it.
Yeah.
We didn't have one. And so anyway, so over here was another. This used to be another axe throwing lane.
Oh wow!
Just like what you saw over here. And cornhole was such a big deal for me whenever we first opened. It was during COVID, and man, cornhole players, they've got no off season. They gas was $4 whatever it was a gallon. Hey, they travel. It doesn't matter. They travel an hour. Cornhole players are a different breed. So
yeah, they are.
I converted this over to another cornhole lane right here. So we do major tournaments here, and we actually helped Clarksville. We're about to get a major American Cornhole Organization major cornhole tournament. So that's something.
Is it gonna be here or just in Clarksville?
It's gonna be here in Clarksville. I wish it was here.
Yeah.
No, them jokers are throwing like 12 boards at a time.
Oh wow! Oh yeah.
I've got room in here for 6. So we'll be like if you want to come and practice.
Yeah.
You know how it is. I'm sure we'll just get an honorable mention.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah, but I'm glad for it though. I'm glad Clarksville's getting it, and we got to help with it.
I thought it was a crowd in here.
And so this right here is where the rage room started. So June of 2022 is whenever we finally launched it. I'd been toying with the idea with an old business partner of mine.
Wow.
And we just finally did it. This used to be a private party room. So you can tell whenever you come in here, you just grab whatever size coveralls you need. Then you grab your helmets, you grab your gloves. We get it sanitized in between appointments and all that good stuff. And I've got all the other personal protective equipment. I've got the goggles and whatnot. And then you come in here, and my staff would give everybody a safety brief, and then there's all your stuff right there. And I'm sure you'll see some more broken baseball bats too.
Look at this.
Tomorrow's my day to go get more baseball. But yeah, hey, and a lot of times you would think that's some dude you work out with in the gym. No, that's somebody's daughter that does that.
Wow.
That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, and so what we do is I put washing machines. I'll put some microwaves in here, and I keep it cheap. I want to keep it affordable. You know, I don't want this to be like, oh, blah, 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 you know, like
Too high.
$20. You know, $20 you come in here. You know, like if all you guys $20, you are pissed off or whatever you're going through for the day. Hey, we'll get you suited up. You can come in here, grab all this stuff, and you can just smash it. I mean, like just smash it. Or hey, if you just got paid, and you got a couple more, you know, ratings in your blood. We've got upgrades. You know, you can get bottles. You know, you can get more microwaves.
Wow.
But if say somebody comes in here and pancakes this stuff, you know, like we'll throw more stuff in here. You know, like
Probably the only place you could break stuff and not go to jail.
this is and we've got the only rage room. The closest one to us right now is in Nashville.
Oh wow.
Now there's another Rage and X venue like ours. They're working on their rage room right now. That'll be in Bowling Green, but I mean, hell, that's
still love.
That's 60 miles away.
Exactly.
And so back here we've got our bar. I've got a lot of local beers. Well, I've got a couple local beers on draft. I've got a Star Spangled Brewery back here, and I've also got vanilla cream ale from Black Horse. And I'm working on the liquor license now that I've rebranded, and pretty sure here in the next month or so I should have that done. I've got all the other things in steps, so then you'll see more of the other local stuff, you know, like Beach Haven wine and liquor. You know, 'cause people want liquor, but otherwise, yeah, we've got the video games back here as well. You know, the race car game. And, you know, there's no audience for, you know, who loves that punching thing. Everybody loves it. Man. You
Everybody.
get 1 or 2 Star Spangled drinks in you. Everybody loves the punching thing.
Yeah.
And we keep the Ringo over here too. Those.
Oh man, that's one of the hardest games.
Oh yeah, everybody loves that. So you know, they'll hang out. The one thing that
I can try it real quick.
yeah, absolutely.
Try it.
Yeah, and one of the other things that I've always, you know, like prided myself on with this place right here is working with other local veteran-owned businesses. So we serve Capriccio's Pizza here as well.
Ooh, oh wow.
Yeah.
I just tried them for the first time a few months ago.
Good. I was snacked on
Yeah.
them before you guys got here.
Yeah, I know I smelled something. I had a feeling.
So, hey, you know what the smell is.
So how does that work? Like you said, y'all serve here. So like,
So what I do is I order, say, hey, I need 10, you know, large pizzas or whatever size personal pizzas, and they part bake it for me, and I'll put them in that deep freezer over there, and then if somebody wants them, then we got our convection oven.
so they send them to you raw.
In house, yeah. No, they do it in house. They run it through a par bake through their oven, and then I get it, and they freeze bake it or whatever, and then it's great. Man.
Wow.
I can keep it for a couple weeks. Yeah, same quality.
So I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Why an axe throwing business?
Yeah, so I'll tell you how that happened for me. I saw it a lot. I was getting ready to get out of the Army. This is back around 2018, and I feel like axe throwing really hit America around 2017-ish, and maybe just a little bit earlier, depending on where you were. And I seen it a lot on Facebook, you know, social media and all the good things. It's like, shit, man, that looks pretty cool. You know? like, let's go try that. But for me, it was just in my head. It's a pretty intimidating thing, right?
Yeah.
Because number one, what if you can't do it? What if you go there with your friends and you can't do it? What if you think that, you know, hey everybody, I'm the coolest shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like this is what I've done with my life, and I don't know. So anyways, yada yada yada. I fast forward to I just retired from the Army about a year, and I went down to Shreveport, Louisiana, where I'm from.
Okay.
And a cousin of mine convinced me to stay in town a couple more days, and well, free. You know, she said, hey, my husband's taking his business out to this place called Bayou Axe in Shreveport, Bossier, Louisiana, and I went by there. And man, honestly, same thing. I was like, man, they're gonna think I'm a fraud. I've jumped out of airplanes. I've done all the things, you know. But what if I can't do this? And I'm with my people. So I threw the first axe, man, and it didn't stick. It hit the ground. I was like, man, this is
that's how mine
what
was.
I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I threw the next one. And I got a target. You know, I got a bullseye. I mean, and I just at that point I was like, man, maybe I should retire. Maybe this is it.
Yeah.
You guys
And on a good note.
But then I just kept playing. Of course, everybody's gonna encourage you to keep playing. So I had a good time with it, man. And I mean, it really was. It was therapeutic. You know, I had it was a good stress relief. And so then fast forward, and honestly, I didn't think much about it after that. It was a great experience. And then I came up here, you know, when I retired, about a year after I retired, you know, I moved back here to Clarksville. And And there was a place that was open over on Providence, and you know, it was a good time, but then COVID happened. When they closed down, you know, it was what it was.
Was that an Axe throwing place?
It was. It was
Okay.
called. You know, it's called Red Axe, and it was the first one that opened in Clarksville, so that's one that everybody remembers. I still,
Yeah.
3 years we've been open. I still get it like, hey, yeah, you're over on Providence.
Nah.
That's a CBD shop now, man. You know,
Oh,
like,
wow.
they've been closed for a few years. Now we're over, you know, find us next to Casablanca or whatever. But yeah, so all that happened, and I just stumbled in here one day, and it was by accident. I thought I was booking a reservation, but instead I booked an interview, and you know.
Oh, to actually work here.
Yeah, so yeah, that was the big accident. I was like, no,
Okay.
no, I'm good, man. Like I'm retired from the army, you know. Like I'm just trying to find something to do until the rest of my friends get off work, you know. And then me and this guy hit it off. He was a former Marine, and you know, honestly, I always tell him, I was like, man, I think you're always thinking 5 minutes ahead of me, you know.
Yeah.
One thing led to the other. I decided I didn't want to do real estate, you know. Like I just want to be a mediocre real estate agent. I didn't even want to be a good one. I just want to sell like one house a month, you know, and have a good time and be productive, right?
Yeah, you're doing
and
something
again,
with your
wait on
time.
the rest of my friends to get off work so we can hang
So y'all
out.
can hang out.
And so, but anyways, one thing led to the other, and then I became a general manager here, and then at that point, if I'm being honest, I got tired of helping other people make money off of what I was doing.
your labor.
So I said, hey, you know, like I'm done with this, you know, like I want to buy everybody out, you know, or we got to renegotiate some stuff. And they called my bluff, you know, and well, about a week later, I bought everybody out.
Wow.
Yeah, so here we are, and I just rebranded. We're changing our name to the Raging Axe, and so like I said.
So what was it before? Because
it was the Flipping Axe.
the Flipping Axe. So now it's gonna be the Raging Axe.
But you know, like, but whenever I bought it, I changed the EIN and all my tax stuff to the Flipping Axe and Rage Room.
Oh,
Because if
okay.
I drop a check off at CDE, I want them to know.
Make sure.
The Rage Room as well.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, because the not the demographics, but the sales record is, you know, like you like to throw axes, but you're at best you're going to do it unless you're competing for a tournament 1.4 times a year. I mean, that's the reality.
I've done it once this year.
You see what I'm saying? And it was fun.
Yeah, it was
But I
fun.
mean, you're probably thinking about it like, I don't know, maybe closer to December.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
normally our peak season. So I've always, whenever I came here, like I said, I showed you the cornhole lane. I've tried to pivot this whole time. You know, like I know full well, like we don't have the market like say in the Northeast. Say you're in Philly, you could pick up a rock and throw it and hit an axe throwing venue, bar, whatever.
Wow.
And pick that rock up when you get there and throw it again. You'll hit another one. You know?
So does that count?
They're everywhere, and they do well. But you know, down here, you know, the market's not really ready for all that yet. So with the pivot of the Rage Room, and like I said, the cornhole, and then like I said, now I'm getting ready to do the liquor, and then then I'm gonna bring in live music.
Oh.
And I mean, Clarksville's not short of live music, but not everybody wants to go downtown. Not
Exactly.
everybody wants to go to, you know, my friend Dawn that owns Rebel House. I mean, she, you know, people want to do stuff that's closer to, you know, like this side of exit 4. I mean, hell, I live off of exit 1 coming over here. You know,
Ooh,
I feel like,
that's a
I feel
little-
like I've got jet lag every
Yeah.
time I come over. I'm like, man,
That's a little
you know,
drive.
like, man, they got to come up with a better system. You know?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean, like. So there's something for everybody in this town, and what I love about the business side of this, you know, this community, and why when people talk to me about, hey, have you ever thought about venturing out this and the third? I don't know why I would, because when you go to other places, man, people are, you know, businesses are sharks. But in Clarksville, man, all the businesses work together.
I think with it being a military town, and you got people from all over, but a lot of people got that military background, so it's like y'all all kind of bond that way and look out for each other, and it's like a more friendly environment. So you got the only axe throwing place down here, so it's really no competition, really, honestly.
Yeah, and really what I'm trying to do is just keep tapping into what Fort Campbell needs me to be, you know, because I want to be everything for Fort Campbell, because, you know, I'm retired military as well, and I know that whenever I was stationed, everywhere I was stationed, you know, like, I wish there would have been a place where I could get a solid outlet, or, hey, even if I didn't need to rage or axe throw, well, I could just play a game of pool with my boys, you know, like, just have a good time, just a real chill environment where everybody knows what I'm going through. And I'm glad, honestly, that I fell into an opportunity where I could provide that for Clarksville.
Wow. Okay. So do you come from like an entrepreneurial background? Like were you raised by entrepreneurs?
No,
or?
man. I honestly, so like I said, I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana. I actually graduated high school and summer school. You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was that guy, fast track. I had my first daughter while I was in high school, and then I joined the Army right afterwards. And I needed some health insurance, right?
Yeah.
And then I was going to do 4 years and get out, just like everybody else does. And then, 4 years turned into 21.
Wow.
And it turned into another daughter. And now both my daughters, that daughter, she teaches early childhood education. She's getting ready to have her own son here in the next few months. I got my youngest daughter getting ready to graduate radiology. I'm putting her on her trust in case, God forbid, something ever happens to me. Well, now she's got control of this business. And then she can either sell it and hopefully get something cool with it, or keep doing it.
Or keep running it. Yeah, keep running.
Yeah, because the business model will be there,
So
generational wealth,
So retiring, I heard you speak about real estate, but did you have like any ideas on any type of business that you wanted to open? Or did you just work here and you was like, you know what? I want to own it. I want to. Yeah. That's just kind of what happened?
It was just going to be real estate for me, and I sat down with a really good friend of mine that I was in the Army with while I was stationed here, a guy named Randy Wetzel. He's the owner of House Realty and a few other things actually these days. So anyways, I sat down with him and he was showing me, he was like, yeah, man, my lowest performer, which was still a good performer. He's like, averages 1.4 houses a month. And,
wow.
And if you think about, if you think about the math, well, this is what his cut is. This is how much the average house in Clarksville costs.
Yeah, the price of living.
He's probably not doing bad.
Not bad at all.
That's probably why he's only doing 1.4. That's
exactly
all he needs. And so that's something that I thought about. And then once I stumbled into here, I actually kind of cared because, like I said, the other venue closed. And then this is something I enjoyed to do. It was really good for me, therapeutic. Like whether it was a stress reliever or it's really good for even traumatic brain injury. Like people come in here. I mean, they can just do it. And I tell all my friends as well, as social workers, like, hey, if you got somebody you can't reach, I'm telling you, bring them in here. Throw some axes with him or her, and I promise you, like 3, 4, 5 minutes, you're gonna tell them like, whoa, hey, settle down. That's not all right. I'm good. Like this appointment's over. But people open up, and they're having a good time. And I also let them like it's good for the community as well. Like I brought people off the streets. I say brought people off the streets. That's not necessarily what I mean. But what I am saying is, my first 2 general managers of this place, I hired young.
I met your other one.
All my employees have been getting Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren.
23 years old. She's a homeowner.
Wow.
My manager before her, Lauren took her place. Lauren's been with me since day one. My manager before her, she was a homeowner at 20 years old.
Wow.
She got a co-signer, but still, homeowner. We're instilling stuff over here, and then, like I said, we're building generational wealth. And if somebody leaves here, trust me, it's not because I want them to.
Yeah, it's because they want to.
I'm building people up here. I think it's great. I pay them what I feel like they should get paid. That way, when I'm not going through the process over and over again, pay them when they want to come to work and do their job, and do it well. And but otherwise, this is fun. I give back to the community. I want to be that dude where you see me on the back of everybody's kids' jerseys.
Yeah, like the sponsor.
I'm that guy. Hey, if we got enough money for the light bill, if there's something left over, well, let's put it on whoever's soccer jersey. But I just want to get out there, and support the community. Because we opened during COVID.
I was just going to ask you about that. Like how was it? How was it through like the pandemic, and also how do you prepare us going through that? Because this is probably the first pandemic a lot of us seen in a lifetime. So like, how do you prepare to kind of try to be like recession proof? I guess I would say.
Yeah, I would say, man. Like, I don't think there's really a
one answer for it.
Man, so what I did is I really engulfed into the community. So I'm on the. I started off just going attending meetings with the Montgomery County Veterans Coalition. And then at some point, one thing led to another. Now I'm on the executive board for the Montgomery County Veterans Coalition. And then I also started paying attention. I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And so I started paying attention, like, well, what else is the Chamber of Commerce doing for Clarksville and Montgomery County? What else can I do? And I started networking with other business owners. And then the military community, I go to the military affairs committee meeting with the Chamber of Commerce. That's once a month, and I mean, there's just so much opportunity out there if people dive into it, and that's what I had to do. And then otherwise, just listen to my customers. My customers have guided every pivot that I've ever done.
They'll tell you what you want, what they want.
Room, the cornhole thing.
Those are ideas from
I'd
customers.
rather just be lazy and say, oh no, all my other stuff's gonna work.
Yeah.
that's what that's what everything says is gonna happen. But the more and more I listen to my customers, I just said, okay, all right, well, now it's time. It's time to make this transition. And it's paid off. And one thing that I love about Clarksville that's also helped, as far as opening during the pandemic is, and I tell people this everywhere, is I've never found a community that loves local and or veteran-owned businesses more than Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
What this community does for those two types of businesses, you can't beat that anywhere else.
You're gonna get the most support.
Yeah.
So speak on because like you said, you work with Caprigos. Is that how you said?
Yeah, Caprigios.
Caprigios. You work with them, and it seems like you have relationships with other businesses. Speak on like the importance of like building relationships with other businesses, so maybe y'all can collaborate, or just building relationships with other owners, so maybe they could be like a mentor to you, or like kind of steer you in the right direction, give you advice on certain business things you might run into.
Yeah, sure. So one of the first things that I did whenever I was still telling myself I didn't want to be a business owner and I just wanted to help this other friend of mine lift this business up, I said, hey man, this guy is he's a veteran business owner, I'm a veteran, let's reach out to other veteran business owners and figure out what their story is, especially the ones that have been around for a while. So the first two that I reached out to was Caprigios Pizza. I reached out to Chef Alona and her son, Chef Carlos. And then I also talked to Josh from Star Spangled Brewery. And he's he's a fifth group retiree, had been in business since 2017 or so. And they've been in business roughly about the same, 2018 I think. And I said, hey man, this is what I'm doing, and I'd really like for you guys to help make your customers my customers. And I don't know, if I get a new customer, I'm gonna try to send them your way too.
Exactly.
They my customer. Once they come to my place, they're already my customers. I'm trying to share customers, and let's do this. And plus, they got solid products, So if I can just sell one pizza, I didn't want to sell some box pizza from Sam's Club or Walmart. I want to sell local, veteran-owned pizza. And the same thing for beer. I'll sell all your regular domestics and whatnot. And I'll sell Black Horse as well. Black Horse, everybody loves Black Horse, right? You got to sell at least one Black Horse beer. But as far as a local veteran owned, I try to keep that exclusive for him, at least during our first few years. And I more or less stay that way. And Josh and Chef, Josh from Star Spangled and Chef Alona from Caprigios Pizza. I mean, they've done nothing but great things for my business as well.
So, I remember you saying that you bought into this business. So is there a price on it? Like, would you ever sell it, or is it something that you would much rather just pass down to your kids?
I get that a lot, people asking about hey, what would you sell this for? And for me, I came into this that's the beauty of me owning this business. And that's the beauty of me being able to give back to the community that gives back to me is I didn't need it, I came in retired, I came in with the benefits that the VA gave me and all this other stuff, and really what I'm building is generational wealth. My daughters are they're one's through college and she's early childhood education, she teaches second grade, getting ready to have a son of her own, and I've got my other daughter, she's getting ready to graduate from radiology, and I'm gonna put her in a trust. That way if something, God forbid, something happens to me, Dylan doesn't have to figure out what he's going to do with this business.
Exactly.
So my daughter will figure out what she's going to do with it. Whether she's going to talk to my lawyer and figure out a fair selling price, or she's going to keep it and just follow my business model. But for me, man, I'll be honest, it's generational wealth, and the biggest thing is, it started off as I didn't want to see this place close.
Yeah.
And two, I got tired of waiting on my friends to get off work. And now here we are.
So, what is some advice that you would give any young entrepreneurs or anybody who's retired like you or is getting ready to retire, that wants to keep that cash flow or get like an extra stream of income, like what advice would you give to somebody who wants to open a business or, you know, just maybe even partner with another business, like what they should look for?
Yeah, so a couple things. I would definitely reach out to networking groups. And there's no time limit on when you can start attending networking groups within your community. I mean, most of the networking groups, I mean, it's free, 90 free, at least for your first 2 or 3 visits. I mean, they'll welcome you with open arms. And just talk to other people. Like, find out people even people in your like industry. Because, I mean, you'll see that a lot of people in your like industry, the market ain't necessarily saturated. They want you to succeed. I mean, because if anything, like it helps build their business, like I've got friends getting ready to open up a CrossFit bar or a CrossFit place. Blue Light CrossFit, they're getting ready to open that up off X-Day sometime in October. Building and codes type stuff, like it keeps getting pushed back a little bit, but I asked them, I was like, man, what are your concerns? Like I seen a place opening up by my house by Pisgah Elementary. Like, is that gonna take some of your customers? They're like, no, like we need more than opening up because each of us can only facilitate so many customers. And that's great because whenever the market is saturated, you're building each other up. And that's great. And so that's what I would recommend. I guess Quentin Tarantino, what I'm saying is, that's what I would recommend to any business owner is, man, don't be closed. Don't be closed. Don't look at anybody as your competition. Every business I go to, man, if I got it, like I try to wear my swag in there. I try to let everybody know exactly who I am. And then if there's a manager or an owner there that I have never met yet, I want to find out, hey, how can we cross market? Like what do you need from me to be more successful? And here's what you can do for me, so because there's enough. There's roughly 230,000 people in Montgomery County.
Wow.
No,
and it's growing.
And if you look at it, and I think you mentioned it earlier, I've got a good bit of followers on Facebook. Bro. I've got like, I'm working on just at 8,000 followers.
Yeah.
Half of them don't even live anywhere around Montgomery County. So I've got followers from Canada. Hey, cool. So whenever I jump into e-commerce real soon, that's going to be great because I love people in Canada wearing my T-shirts. That's great. But what I'm saying is, if only 4,000 are around, a 50-mile radius of here, man, what are the other 225,000 people do? How come they don't know about me? And so that's one thing that I always struggle with, and that's why I say all these businesses, we should be building each other up. Like sharing each other's posts, reacting to it, keeping algorithms moving and stuff like that. Don't consider other businesses your competition. That would be the best advice that I could ever give anybody.
Randy, I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good talking to you guys. Anytime you guys want to come by here and hang out and have a good time, we're here for it.
All right. Can we see you throw axe? So another question, do you got to use treated wood for these or untreated?
I get cottonwood or poplar.
Okay.
My old business partner, the dude, like I said, that founded the Flippin' Axe brand, he's actually a co-owner of Bullseye Woods. Yeah, they're in Bowling Green.
Oh.
So that's where I get all my stuff from. Yeah, so he had a really cool thing whenever he's my business partner, he got the double dip.
Ah.
Yeah, get to get money on both sides. Yeah, so what I do is I slide my dominant hand down where my pinky kind of fits up against that little curvature right here, and I wrap my other one on top of it, and then I put my dominant foot right here on this 12-foot line, get that grip we talked about, and I aim it, and then so what I do is I just aim it, and I just kind of push off a little bit, but see what I do with my fingers and my, hey, there it is.
Oh.
Right there. Yeah, that's a basketball game. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can get you, if you're going to edit the video, let's see if I can get you a bullseye. It's the first one I threw in a couple minutes. Right. Yeah, take that one.
On the money.
I ain't thrown it like
He called it.
It's been 3 weeks, man.
He called it.
Had to knock the cobwebs off.
Oh, man, he called
Yeah,
it.
that's right down the middle. They like to get me on ESPN for that one.
Yeah.
That's why they settle down with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.